The story of Samson and Delilah is one of the most powerful and emotional tales in the Bible. It's a story of strength, temptation, betrayal, and ultimately, redemption. Samson's journey begins before his birth. His mother, who had been barren for many years, was visited by an angel of the Lord. The angel told her she would have a son, and that this child would be set apart to serve God. He was to be a Nazirite, meaning he would take vows that included not drinking wine, not touching anything unclean, and never cutting his hair. Samson was born with a divine purpose: to deliver the Israelites from the oppression of the Philistines, their enemies. From a young age, Samson's strength was extraordinary, a gift from God. But Samson was also human, with flaws and weaknesses that would lead him into trouble. As a young man, Samson began using his strength to fight the Philistines. He performed incredible feats, like tearing apart a lion with his bare hands and striking down 30 men in one battle. But his greatest show of strength came when he used the jawbone of a donkey to kill 1,000 Philistines. Samson was a force to be reckoned with, and the Philistines feared him. However, Samson had one weakness: his vulnerability to temptation, particularly when it came to women. He fell in love with Delilah, a woman from the valley of Sorek, but Delilah was not as loyal to Samson as he was to her. The Philistine rulers approached her and promised her a fortune in silver if she could find out the secret of Samson's strength. Driven by greed, Delilah agreed to betray Samson. Delilah began to question Samson, asking him repeatedly about the source of his strength. At first, Samson lied to her, telling her that if he were tied with fresh bowstrings or new ropes, he would become weak. Delilah tested these lies, and each time Samson easily broke free. But Delilah was persistent. She wore him down with her nagging and manipulation, accusing him of not loving her. Eventually, Samson's resolve crumbled, and he revealed the truth. "My strength comes from my hair. It has never been cut, because I am dedicated to God as a Nazirite. If my hair is shaved, my strength will leave me." With the secret revealed, Delilah saw her opportunity. She waited until Samson fell asleep, and then shaved his head. When Samson woke, he didn't realize that his strength was gone. The Philistines captured him, gouged out his eyes, and took him to Gaza, where they bound him in chains and made him grind grain in prison. Samson, the mighty warrior, had fallen. His pride and failure to guard his heart had led to his downfall. He was now blind, broken, and humiliated. But even in this lowly state, God's plan for Samson was not finished. As Samson sat in prison, his hair began to grow back, a sign that God's presence was still with him. Meanwhile, the Philistines planned a grand celebration to honor their god, Dagon, for delivering Samson into their hands. They gathered in a massive temple, thousands of people crowding the structure to mock Samson and celebrate their victory. The Philistines brought Samson out to entertain them, placing him between two central pillars of the temple. Blind and weak, Samson stood there, humiliated before his enemies. But in this moment of despair, Samson turned back to God. He prayed, "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just one more time, so that I can avenge the Philistines for my 2 eyes." God heard Samson's prayer. With renewed strength, Samson braced himself against the 2 pillars. He pushed with all his might, and the temple collapsed, killing everyone inside, including Samson himself. In his final act, Samson defeated more Philistines than he had during his entire life. Samson's story is a reminder of the dangers of giving in to temptation and letting our guard down. But it's also a story of redemption and God's willingness to use us, even in our weakness, for His greater purpose. If this story has touched your heart, type Amen in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories from the Bible.